Lieutenant General Günther Rall was the third most successful fighter ace in history. He achieved a total of 275 victories during World War II, 272 on the Eastern Front, of which 241 were against Soviet fighters. He flew a total of 621 combat missions, was shot down 8 times and was wounded 3 times. He fought 1940 in the Battle of France, the Battle of Britain, 1941 in the Balkan Campaign and over Crete. He began the conflict as a young second lieutenant, and was a major and Geschwader Commodore of JG 300 at the surrender. He claimed all of his victories in the Messerschmitt Bf 109. Early life. He was born in Gaggenau, a small town in the Schwarzwald region in Germany. As a son of a businessman, he joined the Wehrmacht and became a Fähnrich on the 4th of December 1936. He entered the War College in Dresden, where he was influenced by one of his best friends to join the Luftwaffe. He qualified as a pilot on the 1st of July 1938 and was posted to Jagdgeschwader 52, with the rank of lieutenant. World War II. Rall first saw combat during the Battle of France, and on the 12th of May 1940, he scored his first victory. 3 French Curtiss H-75C-1 fighters were attacking a German reconnaissance aircraft at a height of 26,000 feet. Rall bounced them and shot down one. He later said, "I was lucky in my first dogfight, but it did give me a hell of a lot of self-confidence, and a scaring, because I was also hit by many bullets." Later JG-52 was moved to Calais, where it took part in the Battle of Britain. Due to heavy losses in the unit, he was given command as a Staffelkapitän of 8 JG-52 on the 25th of July 1940 and was promoted to Oberleutnant a week later. On the 1st of August 1940, he fought with JG-52 over Britain until the unit was withdrawn to replace losses. Rall then took part in the Balkan Campaign in the spring of 1941. He also partook in Operation Merkur, the airborne invasion and subsequent Battle of Crete in June 1941. After the successful conclusion of Merkur, JG-52 was transferred back to Romania to help defend the oil fields from Soviet bombers. Eastern Front. During Operation Barbarossa, Rall scored his 3rd, 4th and 5th victories in 3 days of June 1941. During a 5-day period, Rall and his Staffel destroyed some 50 Soviet aircraft. He had 12 victories in October. JG-52 was then attached to the operations of Army Group South and continued operating on the southern flank of the Eastern Front. On the 28th of November 1941, Rall scored his 37th victory, but was himself shot down. He tried to fly to the German lines with a damaged engine, but he crash-landed and was knocked out. A German tank crew rescued him from the wreck. X-rays revealed he had broken his back in 3 places. Doctors told Rall he was finished as a pilot and transferred him to a hospital in Vienna in December 1941. Despite the diagnosis, which said he would not be able to walk again, Rall defied the odds and returned to combat a year later. During his treatment he met a drive, Arthur Shawn, whom he later married in 1943. He came back to its 8 JG-52 on the 28th of August 1942. From August to November, Rall claimed another 38 victories, bringing his total to 101. On the 3rd of September 1942, Rall was awarded the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross. On the 22nd of October 1942, Rall was credited with his 100th aerial victory. He was the 28th Luftwaffe pilot to achieve the century mark. On the 26th of November 1942, he was given the oak leaves to his Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross by Adolf Hitler personally. In April 1943, he was promoted to Hauptmann and on the 20th of that month scored the Geschwader's 5,000th kill. He was appointed Gruppen Commander of 3 JG52 on the 6th of July 1943. On the 1st of November 1943, Rall was promoted to Major, a rank he retained until the end of the war. Defense of the Reich. On the 19th of April 1944, Rall was transferred to Jagdgeschwader 11, where he took up position as Gruppen Commander of 2 JG11. JG11 was tasked with Reichsverteidigung and Rall led his unit against the bomber fleets of 8th Air Force. On the 12th of May 1944, Rall was leading a staffel of Bf-109s and bounced a flight of 3 P-47 Thunderbolts led by Col. Hubert Zemke, with Rall shooting down 2 Thunderbolts. His own squadron were then bounced by other P-47s arriving at the engagement, and he was shot down by pilots of the 56th Fighter Group. Rall had his left thumb shot off and was hospitalized for many months because of the onset of infections. His last posting was with Jagdgeschwader 300, operating from a variety of airfields in southern Germany during the last months of the war. Lack of supplies prevented most planes from going on missions, and the fast progress of the Allies forced his squadron to move several times, and it is unlikely that he saw much combat action during this period. Rall said of the campaign of 1943 to 1945, "In my experience, the Royal Air Force pilot was the most aggressive and capable fighter pilot during the Second World War. This is nothing against the Americans, because they came in late and in such large numbers that we don't have an accurate comparison. We were totally outnumbered when the Americans engaged, whereas at the time of the Battle of Britain the fight was more even and you could compare. The British were extremely good." After the war, whilst in a prisoner of war camp near Heidelberg, Rall was approached by the Americans who were gathering Luftwaffe pilots who had experience with the Messerschmitt Me 262 fighter. Rall was transferred to Bovingdon near Hemel-Hempstead. Rall was then based at RAF Tangmere, where he met the RAF ace Robert Stanford Tuck, with whom he reportedly became close friends. Rall rejoined the newly established West German military in 1956, after meeting a wartime friend and Luftwaffe pilot who encouraged him to return to flying. He joined the new German Air Force. One of his tasks was to oversee modifications to the F-104 fighter to comply with the requirement of the Bundeswehr, leading to the F-104G version. He insisted on the replacement of the ejection seat due to safety concerns. For the 1st of January 1971 to the 31st of March 1974, he held the position of Inspector der Luftwaffe, and from the 1st of April 1974 to the 13th of October 1975, he was a military attaché with NATO. His enforced retirement in 1975 was as a result of a controversial 3-week visit to South Africa where he hosted meetings with South African politicians, of which his Air Force superiors claimed to be unaware. The private nature of this visit was later publicized by German weekly magazine Stern. South Africa, despite its apartheid regime, was seen as strategically important to NATO, and although the visit was thought to be officially sanctioned, the political embarrassment following the concerted press campaign meant Defense Minister Georg Leber was forced to retire Rall in October 1975. By the end of his career, he attained the rank of General Lieutenant. In 2004 he wrote his memoir, Mein Flugbach. Rall was interviewed in documentaries such as Temps Television's The World at War, and was a contributor to the Wings documentary television series produced by the Discovery Channel. Rall died at his home in Bad Reichenhall on 4 October 2009, aged 91, after suffering a heart attack 2 days earlier. Awards. Ehrenpickel der Luftwaffe on 17 November 1941 as Oberleutnant and Pilot. Combined Pilot's Observation Badge. Iron Cross 2nd Class. 1st Class. Wound Badge in Gold. German Cross in Gold on 15 December 1941 as Oberleutnant in the 8th Jagdgeschwader 52. Crete Cuffband. Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross with Oak Leaves and Swords. Knight's Cross on 4 September 1942 as Pilot in the 3. Jagdgeschwader 52. 134th Oak Leaves on 26 October 1942 as Pilot in the 3. 34th Swords on 12 September 1943 as Hauptmann and Gruppenk Commander in the 3. Jagdgeschwader 52. Front Flying Clasp of the Luftwaffe for fighter pilots in gold with pennant 600. Mentioned twice in the Wehrmacht Barrack.